Hello, this is Daniel from soundheadquarters.com. In today's video, we are going to be building these beautiful acoustic panels. I'm going to show you step by step the full frame building process, insulating the panels and upholstering them, and then installing them at your studio when you're all done. So let's get right into it. We are starting off with 5/8 inch thick plywood, and we're going to rip this down to make our 2 3/4 inch strips. And these strips are what's going to build the frame of this acoustic panel. And we like using plywood because it's dimensionally stable, and when you build the full frame, then everything stays nice and consistent. There's no warping or anything like that. So we're ripping all these sheets down to get all of our strips, and then we will cut them to size. So now I'm setting up a stop block there to make all of my cuts consistent and repeatable. And these cuts here are going to make up the sides, the left and right sides of the acoustic panel, and they are at 49 and 3/16. So I'm going to get these cut down, and we are building 5 acoustic panels today, so I'm cutting 10 of those. We need 2 of those per panel. Now our next cut is at 23 and 15/16. We need 5 of these per panel. So I'm cutting up a whole bunch of these and set up the stop block again so that my cuts are repeatable and consistent, and that's going to make it so that each acoustic panel is the exact same size and dimension. So I'm going to go get all of those cut, and now we're going to make our cleat. This is how we're going to mount the acoustic panel onto the wall. So one side of the cleat is going to get built into the acoustic panel, and one side of the cleat gets screwed into the wall. You can see I put the table saw on a 45-degree angle, and essentially all I'm doing here is cutting off just a small 45-degree section off of those pieces there, and I'll show you what this looks like, the final cut, in a moment here. And now I'm making the ones that are going to screw into the walls. So these ones I cut at 18 inches long, and then I'm going to do that same thing where I'm cutting the corner off of these pieces. And I'll show you exactly what this is going to look like in one moment here. And here's a little close-up zoom shot. You can see that 45-degree angle. So one of those is going to get nailed into the back side of the panel frame, and one goes into the wall, and it just rests right on top of that cleat. So now we're doing the glue up section. So right now we are gluing up and nailing together the top and bottom sections of the panel frame. So you're going to take one of those cleat sections and one just regular section, nail that together, and then nail 2 regular sections together, just like you see right here. So these are going to make up the top and bottom of the panel frame, and we're going to sandwich it in between that 49-inch piece. And then there's only one middle brace, and that makes up the 5 pieces that are cut just under 2 feet. So now we're going to begin assembly of the panel frames. You can see I've got just regular wood screws, I got glue, and I'm going to be using the nailer as well. So I'm using wood glue, and I'm nailing in the top and bottom of the panel frames there. And the middle brace I'm just putting right in the middle, measuring it out so that it's consistent on both sides. And I like to do a few nails with the glue, and then I put a screw in at each piece of wood, and that gives us a really, really strong and stable acoustic panel frame. So there's the finished frame right there. And you can see we got the cleat section at the top, and then just the regular section at the bottom. And that's our panel frame right there. So we're gonna go and get the rest of these frames built, and then we can begin the insulating part. So right now I'm just going over with just some sandpaper and a sanding block, just getting any sort of cut marks or burrs off of this, since we're going to be stretching the fabric over this frame, and we don't want the fabric to get caught on anything. So here I'm using the liner fabric, and this is going to staple into the inside of the panel frame. It's what's going to contain the insulation on the rear side. And the insulation that we're using right there is Owens Corning 703 2-inch. And since it's made right at that 2x4 foot sizing, and since we made the frame shy by a 1/16 of an inch, that insulation fits very snugly and nicely inside there. And just before, I was putting some clear packing tape around the panel just to hold the insulation in place. And now I'm using that same liner fabric to just do a very light layer first, since we're doing white fabric. And just in general, it's a good idea to put a liner fabric to really contain that insulation. And the liner fabric that we use is actually a yard fabric that you would use for like weed control in your front yard or something like that. It's breathable and it's cheap, so since it's not the final fabric that anyone is looking at, it's a great choice for lining your acoustic panel with. And then as you saw there, that was the upholstery process. I'm going to put a separate video of very in-depth panel upholstery. That way you can follow along to that video without having a full 8-minute section in here of upholstery. So now we're on site and we're going to be installing these acoustic panels at the client's house. And those are the drywall anchors. We're using some wood screws and the cleat. So I'm lining up my locations. I'm drilling pilot holes through the cleat into the wall. That way we have the exact pilot hole locations in the cleat and in the wall. So I can drill out the wall a little bit larger, screw in those drywall anchors, and then now, since we made those pilot holes through the cleat, I can screw those wood screws through the cleat and they're gonna line up perfectly with the drywall anchors that we screwed into the walls. And once you screw the cleat into the wall and it's secured on the anchors, it's as simple as just placing the panel on that cleat. Since we built the cleat to the inside of the panel frame, the panel sits nice and flat on the wall, but you still have that little bit of left to right adjustability with the cleat. Now we're installing a few panels on the ceiling for this client as well. Dushan here is screwing in the eye hooks into the panel. So we did closed hooks, or sorry, rather we did open hooks on the panels, and then we did closed hooks on the ceiling. And we used those same drywall anchors to screw into the ceiling at all of the hardware locations, and just screw in those closed eyelets into the drywall anchor, and then the open hooks just latch right into the closed hooks on the ceiling. This part right here is tedious with all of the measuring, especially on ceilings. It's really important that we get this measurement correct. So for sure, measure twice and drill once, ideally. So yeah, as you can see here, yeah, these are the drywall anchors and those closed eye screws. And what we did, we didn't have any open eye hooks on site, so I just used my bolt cutters and we just made our own open hooks. This ceiling was really, really low, so we wanted the mounting to be as low profile as possible, so that's why we just did hook to hook. But normally we would use 2 closed hooks and use like a threaded locking quick link in between both hooks of the panel. But this ceiling height, as you can see, was, it was just a little bit over 6 feet, so we wanted to try to keep the mounting as low profile as possible while still having a bit of the air gap. So you can see we're just hanging those clouds up right now. And the client also had a whole bunch of his own panels as well that we just put up for him. And as you can see, we kind of have a full cohesive studio space here for this producer and mixer to do his thing, have his clients come in and have a space that sounds good, that he can be efficient and work in. So thank you so much for watching. This has been Daniel from soundheadquarters.com. Please stay tuned for all the rest coming out soon. Peace.